Is this how you treat your national tricolor? Well, no Bharat Ma lover would ever do that. What we saw in the last clip was a sheer symbol of hatred that is dripping down from these pro-Khalistan supporters. They are no well-wishers of India who have been going around the foreign land vandalizing Indian embassies and Hindu temples. Just a few days back on July 2nd, we also fire engulfed the Indian consulate in San Francisco. The video of the same was released by a Khalistani supporter with hashtag Long Live Khalistan. Words like violence begets violence emblazoned over it, and also some news articles were attached related to the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, designated a wanted terrorist by the Indian government. In fact, a huge Khalistan freedom rally is set to take place on July 8th in Canada and Australia, for which some posters are making rounds in the social media, wherein these Khalistanis have designated some Indian diplomats as killers. After vandalizing Hindu temples, Indian consulates, and now such threatening posters, what is it that these Pakistan ISI-backed Khalistanis want? Let us find out. Hello and welcome, I am Shreya and you're watching The Pamphlet. The recent attack on the Indian consulates in San Francisco happened for the second time in 5 months. As per some reports, the Indian embassy building was not only vandalized, but some pro-Khalistan graffiti was also painted on it. Spokesperson of US Department Matthew Miller has condemned the incident and termed this vandalism a criminal offense. Our External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Monday.
कि हम हमारे जो पार्टनर देश जो हैं, जैसे कनाडा है, अमेरिका है, यूके है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया है, जहाँ कभी कभी खालिस्तानी एक्टिविटीज़ होती हैं, हमने उनको रिक्वेस्ट की है कि वो उनको खालिस्तानियों को स्पेस न दें, क्योंकि उनकी सोच जो है ये रैडिकल एक्सट्रीमिस्ट विचारधारा जो है वो ना हमारे लिए अच्छा है, ना उनके लिए है, ना हमारे रिश्तों के लिए.
He issued the statement with regard to the Khalistani posters who have named senior Indian diplomats as killers. On March 19th, a similar incident occurred where a group of pro-Khalistan protesters attacked and damaged the Indian consulate in San Francisco, deraced pro-Khalistan slogans and broke the makeshift security barriers to install 2 Khalistani flags inside the consulate premises. However, later on the flags were removed and the MEA issued a brief statement to the US reminding them of their basic obligation to protect and secure diplomatic representation and also take appropriate action on such incidents. Western nations have become the abode of Khalistani activities. These Pakistan-backed terrorists are broiling across the world, spreading anti-India hatred and terrorism. Now moving from the US to Canada, where we are soon to witness a so-called freedom rally by the Khalistanis, for which India has already raised concerns, like we saw in the statement by Dr. S. Jaishankar. Canada has witnessed several attacks on its Hindu temples by the Khalistani supporters. To start with, in January this year, Gauri Shankar Mandir in Brampton, Canada, was defaced with anti-India graffiti by the pro-Khalistan supporters. Following which, the Indian consulate in Canada expressed deep concern over this hateful act of hurting the sentiments of the Indian community by targeting the symbols of Indian heritage. Not even a month had passed by when we witnessed another attack on February 13th, where Ram Mandir in Mississauga was vandalized and its walls were painted with pro-Khalistan slogans and anti-India graffiti. The incidents continued. On April 5th, Satyanarayan Temple in Windsor, Canada, was vandalized by anti-India elements with graffiti of anti-Indian slurs and comments on PM Modi. MEA spokesperson Arindam Bagchi soon after this issued a statement asking the Canadian authorities to identify the perpetrators and take action against them.
The issue is not of satisfaction. We wanted to see action on the ground. We have been urging host countries, including the UK, to take action against those who vandalized the flag, and as well as, High Commission.
When discussing the rage of Khalistanis in Canada, how can we forget about the rally in Brampton City, where a float depicting Indira Gandhi's assassination was carried out by the Khalistan supporters. Just to highlight, Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her 2 Sikh bodyguards in Delhi on October 31st, 1984. Her assassination was the retaliation of Operation Blue Star that was carried out by her orders. Many Congress leaders and workers were responsible for targeted killings of the Sikhs in the riots, which broke out in the country following Indira Gandhi's assassination. Now coming to a Canadian statistics report, there has been an increase of 72% in hate crimes in the country between 2019 and 2021, based on religion, sexual orientation and race. Continuous targeting by Khalistani supporters have created a fear in the minds of Indian communities abroad. What we witnessed was that the continued events of these attacks on Hindu temples and Indian embassies was taking place amidst the time when Punjab government in India had initiated a crackdown on pro-Khalistan separatist leader Amritpal Singh. Quite a similar situation like US and Canada was happening in the UK. Just before the vandalizing of the Indian consulate in San Francisco on March 19th, what we saw was the pulling down of the Indian flag from the High Commission building in London by the Khalistani elements. They broke down the windows of the building, and in fact, some members of the security staff were also injured while controlling the miscreants. Soon after which, MEA issued a statement that India finds the indifferent attitude of the UK government towards the security of Indian diplomatic premises and personnel in the UK unacceptable. Also, just a month ago, on June 12th, India's National Investigation Agency released a 2-hour-long CCTV footage of the March 19th attack by Khalistani elements on the Indian High Commission in the UK. In the video, we saw the protesters calling out to free Amritpal Singh, who was on the run at that time. He is currently lodged in Assam's Dibrugarh jail. An MP of UK Parliament, Bob Blackman, has in fact termed the Khalistani protesters as terrorists.
It's that Khalistani militants were operating across the world. Canada, United States and Australia had similar attacks over the weekend. So we are harbouring Khalistani terrorists in this country right now.
How can we forget the Colin Bloom report that was unveiled by the UK government, who joined the dots of Khalistan extremist activities with that to Pakistan, as the demand for an independent state of Khalistan includes only the Indian part of the Punjab region and not the one located in Pakistan, despite the fact that Guru Nanak's birthplace Nankana Sahib and several other key Sikh sites are located in Pakistan. Well, the Khalistan extremism is not only harbouring in Western nations, they have also taken their rage to Australia in the Asia-Pacific zone. The Hindu temples have been at the center stage of target by the pro-Khalistan supporters. Starting from January this year, we witnessed 3 attacks. On January 12th, BAPS Swaminarayan Temple in Melbourne, Australia was allegedly attacked by Khalistan supporters who defaced their temple walls with anti-India graffiti. The temple management condemned the incident of attack on the abode of peace and universal Hindu values. The same temple was attacked again after 4 months on May 5th, with graffiti painted on the front wall and a Khalistan flag hanging on the gate. Next, on January 16th, the Sri Shiva Vishnu Temple in Victoria was vandalized with anti-Hindu and anti-India graffiti. Not even a week had passed by when the 3rd incident of the month occurred. On January 23rd, walls of the revered ISKCON temple in Melbourne's Albert Park was vandalized with graffiti Hindustan Murdabad. The pattern of the Khalistani supporters has been quite similar to painting the temple walls with graffiti. It seems they are clearly trying to threaten the Indian community by sending a message of extreme radicalism. Now, the 5th Hindu temple in Australia became a target after Sri Lakshmi Narayan Temple in Brisbane was attacked on March 4th. Again, following their old pattern, Khalistan supporters vandalized the temple walls with anti-India graffiti. Not only Hindu temples, but also the Indian consulate in Brisbane, Australia was attacked by Khalistani elements on February 21st. The incident actually took place at the time when External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and his Deputy Minister V. Muralidharan were visiting Sydney and Melbourne. Following the incident, the Indian consulate in Australia had to shut down due to the threat posed by Khalistani extremists who blocked the entry gate of the office. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, on his recent visit to Australia in the month of May, strongly condemned the attacks on temples and Indians in Australia.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया में मंदिरों पर होने वाले हमलों और अलगाववादी तत्वों की गतिविधियों के संबंध में हमने पहले भी बात की थी और आज भी हमने बात की है।
He discussed the rise of Khalistan extremism in Australia with their PM Albanese Anthony, who assured to take action against the miscreants. The Indian government has been in every clear terms, letting these countries know that the support to Khalistani elements backed by Break India forces and Pakistan will be dealt very seriously. Stern warnings by PM Modi, diplomatic statements by the Ministry of External Affairs, and also the actions of removing barricades from outside the residence of the British High Commissioner have sent a strong message to those who directly support such elements. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, do like, share and subscribe to our channel, The Pamphlet.